everyone. Today we will explain about positive and negative feedback mechanism in human. My name is Ditya Angelita Wanudia. I'm a college student from Universitas Negeri Jakarta, and my friend is Dara Satya. She's a college student. She's from Universitas Jambi. So I will explain about negative feedback. A negative feedback loop is one way that the endocrine system tries to keep homeostasis in the body. If an endocrine gland senses that there is too much of one hormone in the body, it will initiate change to decrease production of that hormone. And if there's not enough of, of the hormone, the body will increase production of that hormone. You can think of it as your body's attempt to self-regulate and self-correct. So it can be analogy is a thermostat. If you have heating in your home and you can set the thermostat to a certain temperature and then your heating system will kick on to maintain that temperature. If you set the thermostat in your home to 75 degrees, your heat will run until your temperature gets to 75 degrees and then it will turn off. If it gets cooler in the room and drops below 75 degrees, your heat will turn back on to return the room to 75 degrees, then turn off once is success. This will continue to happen so long as your thermostat is set to 75 degrees. So, the endocrine system works similarly to the thermostat, but with your hormones. The, the 75 degrees represents your body's preferred levels of different hormones. For example, a negative feedback loop in endocrine system. This is example from negative feedback. The hypothalamus produces thyroid-releasing hormone or TRH. This causes the anterior pituitary glands to produce thyroid-stimulating hormone or TSH, which causes the thyroid gland to produce thyroid hormone T3 and T4. But if the hypothalamus can sense that there is excess T3 and T4 in the body, it will decrease production of TRH hormone. This causes the anterior pituitary gland to decrease production of TSH, which causes the thyroid glands to decrease production of T3 and T4. The anterior pituitary glands can also be the one to sense if there's too much T3 and T4 in the body. If it does, the hypothalamus or TRH step is skipped, and the anterior pituitary gland decreases production of TSH, which then causes the thyroid decrease production of T3 or T4. And the other example is if ma uh if in the body have too much glucose in the blood, um, water move out of cells and into the blood by osmosis. So, and then cells has too little water to carry out normal metabolic process. And when blood glucose levels get too high or too low, a person may lose consciousness, fall into a coma, and die. But if if in the body have too little glucose, cells cannot release enough energy they need, and brain cells are especially dependent on glucose for respiration and die quite quickly if they are deprived of it. The control of glucose concentration in the blood is very important part of homeostasis. Two hormones, insulin and glucagon, can control blood blood glucose level. Next, my friend will explain about positive feedback mechanism.
Hello, my name is Dara. I'm from Jambi University, and now I will explain to you all about positive feedback mechanism. A positive feedback loop in endocrine system is more rare, happening for only some hormones. A positive feedback loop in endocrine system is when release of a hormone initiates action that lead to an additional release of that hormone. Unlike a negative feedback loop, a positive one is not looking to reach homeostasis or stability. Example of a positive feedback loop in the endocrine system is a good example of a positive feedback system is childbirth. During labor, a hormone called oxytocin is released that intensive and speed up contraction. This stimulate stretch receptors that trigger the mother hypothalamus to release oxytocin, which increase the uterine contraction and push the baby against the cervix. Now, a positive feedback loop by definition is basically a cycle of increasing response. An external factor of event is required for the cycle to stop. In this example, the delivery rate of the baby is the external event. Once the baby is delivered to uterine, contraction stop, which help the stretching of the cervix and oxytocin no longer relates. Okay, that's all for about my explain. Thank you for watching.